Yeah, please tell me. Hello.
Sir, I think she will be joining shortly. She left this meeting.
Okay, okay. So, what we will do today? mm, Hello.
Hello, I think the screen is not shared yet.
Okay. Please tell me your problem.
In comparing string, that according to the PPT, it was is operator, na?
Mm,
And what we discussed like last class.
is
There
means
little bit I have the problem. Like
okay. Say C S is equal to say India. Okay. So, what is the type of S? Is a
string.
steer. Okay. And say V is again I am storing India. Okay.
Mm.
So what is the type of V? Obviously it
Is
will also
this here?
be str. So now if I write S is V, then it is giving true. Okay. Now see, if I take another string variable, mm, say
Mm.
Argentina. Okay. And if I apply S is A, that is false. Okay. It is actually comparing whether the variables containing the value means the reference.
Mm.
Okay, now take some other example. Say t is
I
equal
want
to
to
100 and
in
n is
this.
equal to 200. Sorry, 100. Okay, if I apply t is n, that is also true. So is you can apply this operator to any kind of variable. It's not confined to string only. Okay, in string you can also apply it. Got it?
Uh, okay, I had one more doubt. Can
Hmm.
I?
Hmm.
Actually, now I will be taking it as input.
Which one?
That uh,
Sorry, which one?
I'll take the input.
Hmm.
In that input, what I thought of taking storing India in one string
Hmm.
and I'll accept in from the terminal.
Hmm. Hmm.
So how can I? Is that is operator
Okay. Say a is equal to input.
enter a string?
Enter a string. This is important. Enter a string. Say india. Okay.
Mm. One
Now
more.
I take another
Mm.
variable. Say b. Say it is b. Okay. And we are taking the
Take
same string
in.
India.
No, no,
Okay.
no. I want to take in.
Okay. Okay. Let me show you. Now I am using a is b. So what will be the output? Guess anyone?
Same. It is true.
It's false. Okay. Why? Acha.
For
If
reference.
if S is India, India. Okay. So now A, B, and S all having India as their
Mm.
content, right? So if
Mm.
you write A is S, false. B is S, false. Okay. A is B. We already said. Now what is happening here?
A is B. Okay, with that also you told. I think the reference, it is taking based on the
Hmm.
reference.
Reference
Okay.
means Python do not store the string literal for multiple times. Okay. Suppose as I write here this India, okay,
Mm.
not this one, not this one, this one. This is a string literal. Okay. So while I am writing this one, India, okay, that India will be put inside a memory place. Okay.
Mm.
Maybe the address of that memory place is 10.
Mm.
Address, where is my mouse? Maybe the address is your 10. Okay. So now you have S. So S will point to that area. Okay.
Okay.
Means if you write S is equal to India as a
Mm.
constant, India, okay, as a string constant or string literal, so S will get this reference, this value 10. India is kept inside a memory in a particular space. Okay. The address of that memory is stored into S. Now again if you write A is equal to India. So again what will happen? A will be another variable where the same location is stored. Okay. So if you
Mm.
use comparison operator, means if you use is between this S and A, so it will always get true because S is A is S. Okay. Now suppose you are taking another string variable, say B. Okay.
Mm.
Now you are giving input India. Now when you are giving input India, that means user input is stored somewhere else in memory,
Mhm.
somewhere else in memory, and the address of that place must be different than this one. So
Mm.
this B points to that area, right? So while you are taking input, the value is stored somewhere else. Are you getting the
Okay.
thing? Now, if you
Yes.
write the literal inside your program body, then Python interpreter clever enough to identify this thing as a string literal and place it inside a memory place, memory area, and take the address and store that inside the identifiers or the variables. But if you are going to take input, that means it will be decided dynamically. Okay, whatever
Mm.
be the input user is given, it is not actually checking because Python do not know what the string will given by the means user. Okay, so
Okay.
it reserve the place and store whatever user given as input into that place. Now if you compare these two things, A is not B. Okay,
Okay.
because A and B do not share the same memory area, so A is not B. Tell me
Okay.
if it is okay.
Okay.
We can discuss
If
more about it when we learn more things. Okay, mean some library or modules. We can discuss about these things again. But
how can we do this then?
hmm?
Input two string S1 and S2 and check if S1 is contains S2 in it.
Sorry,
The assignment question.
an assignment question.
There was a question. Input two string S1 and S2
Mm-hmm.
and check if S1 contains S2.
Huh.
Can we discuss now or not? I don't know. Sorry. If you can have to ask later, I can ask you
Oh,
later.
oh, okay, okay. What we will do, see here, means anyone is asking to enter. Okay. So today is our fourth class. Okay. So today we will complete the iteration part, right?
Okay, fine.
So
Yes,
after
yes.
iteration part, in our next class, I am keeping that fifth class as an assignment class. Means next day in our next class we will do some programs, random programs. Okay, so in that exercise class we will discuss everything about these things. Okay, so next class I am telling everyone that next class, okay, will be an assignment oriented or program oriented class, coding, all types of coding. Okay, if you have some doubts in coding on the assignments given so far, so you can collect it over there. And one more thing I would like to ask you, that if it is possible to arrange that coding class mm, someday other than this Sunday, then it will be a good thing. If it is possible for you all, then please inform me. I will give you the message in the group. Okay, so if it is possible, maybe
Yes.
Saturday. Okay, maybe Saturday we can arrange the same class in the evening.
Okay.
So I will ask you in the group and please reply me. So we will arrange that coding class on the Saturday, in the Saturday, and we will do the usual class in Sunday. Okay, so let's start for today, because the loop section or the iteration section is important. Okay, what I want actually, Python has so many things, it's vast, so many things, but the core part means the that uh, condition checking part and the loop part, iteration part, okay, and the function part, the basic construct of of the programming language. I need to cover up quickly because we all have some coding experience behind us. Okay, like C, C++, Java. Okay, so the logic is same for all the languages. Okay, in this segment, and I want to show you what Python have more. Okay, means Python has the difference than other than these languages like C, C++. Okay, so quickly we will move into that section, but before that I want to complete that core part, means the not the core part actually, to the main logic building blocks, that control statement. Okay, okay, so let's see what we have today. Acha, other two or three questions I can take from other persons in the group. Do you have any questions to ask me right now, or should I start straightforward?
না দাদা, অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট রিলেটেড কোশ্চেন ছিল, তার মধ্যে মানে শশীকালা যে কোশ্চেনটা করেছে ওটা একটা ডাউট ছিল আমার। তো
Hmm.
তুমি যেহেতু বললে যে ওটা নেক্সট ক্লাসে করাবে, তো এখন আর এই মুহূর্তে সেরকম কোনো কোশ্চেন নেই আমার
Okay,
end থেকে।
fine, very good. Collect all your queries for the next day. Okay, that day we will go mainly on the writing programs. Okay,
বুঝতে পেরেছি।
so we will discuss everything on the next day. Okay, so today we will do these things while for break, continue, pass, and an example on nested loop. Now you know what is loop. Iteration means today's class is based on iteration. Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Means few of you should reply in between, because otherwise I will not be uh, I will not understand whether the connection is okay or not. Okay, maybe the
Sure,
internet
sure.
goes down and I'm taking the classes continuing, but after half an hour I found that the connection is not there. Okay, so what is iteration? Basically iteration is the looping section. Okay, iteration can be done using two types of iteration na?
Yes.
So one thing you always can do with loops, and what is the other type of iteration? That is
Recursion.
recursion, using function call na? Recursion. Okay, recursion is using function call and loop. In Python we have these two loops only. one is while, okay, and another is for, okay. Now this for is quite different from the other types of for loop that you already have experienced from C, C++, Pascal, Java. So for in Python, for is different than the other languages for, okay. But while there is no difference, while is same, okay. So we will
Mhm.
see how while look, how for works, okay. Now what is a break? You can remember break and continue are same. You can remember break means you have to using
Completely exit
break
from the loop.
yeah, you can break an iteration, na? Using
Mhm.
break you can break an iteration, means the loop structure means repetitive task, repetition like that, okay. One task or two tasks is repeatedly doing the things, okay. The few lines of code using loop or using iteration, what we do, these lines of code we can repeatedly execute these lines of code using loop, okay. So break will discontinue the iteration, means if you have any statement here as a break, then what it will do, it will make the
Will
control
discuss.
out of the iteration, means
Yes.
iteration will be stopped at once it reach to the break statement, okay. Now continue do the reverse process, means suppose if you have a continue statement in that iterative statement, so continue will start the next iteration. So the remaining part of the uh, body will not be executed. Loop body will not be executed. Continue will straightforward start the next iteration. Now, by means of iteration, what I am meaning, suppose you have these 4 lines or 5 lines of code inside the loop body. Okay, loop body. So moving from this to this point is one iteration, okay. What loop will do, this construct while and for construct will do, once you reach to this point, it will take the control back to the starting point, okay. So another iteration will go on. So iteration means traversing from the starting point to the end point of the loop body. Now this is a new thing, pass, we will see it. This is a new thing in Python. Next, what is nested loop? Nested loop is obviously, we all know nested loop, a loop inside another loop. Okay, just like nested if. Last day we discussed about if, but we did not covered that nested if part. Okay, so we will start nested if today first. Then we will go in with these things. Okay, so nested loop is same thing, means loop inside another loop. Okay, we will do it. While break continue pass, see here, these are the formal structure of while, you all know. This is the flow chart of while. So initialization, then you have the condition. If the condition goes true, then here are the code for loop body. This is your loop body,
Mm.
this is your loop body, okay. This loop body will be executed and this will cause you the next iteration, okay.
Next
Again the
iteration.
condition will be checked out. If it is true, then again this loop body will be executed. Once the loop, this condition getting false value, so it will end the loop from here,
Loop.
okay. How the loop looks like, while, condition, and this is the important thing, colon. You must give a colon, just like if, you must give a colon here. And remember that you do not have any this kind of braces. These are not allowed in Python, okay. So all you have to do, you have to remember this indentation
Indentation.
part, sorry, means you have to indent the code, okay. So this is important, indentation is too much of important. At the same time,
Okay.
it also makes the Python code clumsy enough, okay. Means there are every possibility that the big Python code mix up due to this indentation.
Mm.
uh, the new thing for Python is this else part. You remember else part, where you see else part, else part comes with
If
if, okay. But in Python, else part can come with the loop also, means while or for. Okay. So what is the purpose of this else part? This else part means this part will only be executed after completion of the loop. After I have already written here, maybe somewhere like after completion of loop, after condition is false,
Mm.
after getting false value. Okay. Now this is, I kept this thing inside third bracket, na? This square bracket.
Yes.
This square bracket signifies that this is an optional part. This is a convention that
Okay.
whatever you put inside while writing a syntax, okay, if you put that thing inside a square bracket, it means that it is optional. Means you may give else, you may not give else. Okay, so you can put an else part in with the loop. Okay, while loop. Okay, it is asking me to demonstrate a example. Okay, so let's quickly do a program.
Mm.
Probably we use this one, na? Okay. Okay, quickly I'm taking a file, saving it. Today is 17, say demo while.py. Okay, now here I am going to show you how to write a loop. So write a loop using while. Okay, so I have to take an example. Say I want to print from 1 to 10, the simplest
Yeah.
thing. So what I have to do, I have to take a
While
variable, say I is equal to 1. You remember it from the Java.
initialization.
Okay, so just follow. If you can remember the Java or C++ syntax, can anyone tell me
Mm.
what I have to write?
Yes. While
While
I is less than or equal to 10,
I is less than or equal to 10.
then print I.
Okay, you have to put a colon here. Now just
Okay.
follow. If
Mm.
you put a colon over there, then already you are getting an indentation, and do not try to alter it like that. Okay,
Yes.
do not try to
Mhm.
alter it. Whatever the indentation the Python or the compiler or the IDE is actually given to you, just go on with that indentation. Okay, here you need to print the value of I. Say I. Okay, and now
I plus plus
I plus plus is not possible here. So I plus equal to
1.
1. Okay, that's all. This is the loop. Okay, so what you have to do to terminate the loop, enter and press again enter. Sorry, this one. Since this is a file, you do not have any, you will not face any problem. Save it. Okay, just run it. See, here we are getting the numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, now if I want to print these numbers side by side, just giving a comma, then what I have to do? Tell me, if anyone can remember.
End L. End.
End. What I have
Bracket
to,
in
where I have to
end.
put end, comma,
Comma
end
and then
equal
open.
to
Open to
this one.
open and close the quotes.
Save it, run. See here. If you want to put a comma over there,
That within single quotes.
where I have to
Backslash.
write that thing,
Backslash with the backslash.
here I have to write the thing. Okay. So give a comma
Things.
like that. Save it. See, it's okay. Fine. You remember the other thing, the format specifier, formatted output? Anyone? remember? এই বাকিরাও বলো। Rudro, Brishti, anyone? F. Then I. Comma.
It should be flower bracket. Na? I should be given in flower bracket, I think, or simple bracket will do.
Which one?
That, okay, I thought flower bracket, sorry.
No. Format
I,
F and
it is
this
flower
is curly
bracket.
bracket.
Sorry,
Curly,
it was not.
curly brace. And
I could not
equal to.
find it.
Okay. So these are the things that you can do with the print statement always. So this is the loop, while loop, how you can run it. Okay. Tell
Okay.
me. It is okay. No? While loop,
Yes.
you do not have any problem. Now we make things a bit complicated to understand the next two things, that is your break and
Continue.
Achha. How many numbers are divisible by 5 between 1 and 20, and explain the necessity of loop to find. Okay, fine. So let's do it. Do the program. What it is asking,
Divisible
suggest
by
me.
5.
Anyone suggest me how to do that thing? Divisible by 5 from 1 to 20. So divisible by count. It is asking me to count it from 1 to 20, right? And if it is asking me to count me, so I have to take a variable count is equal to 0. Inside that I am generating the number in I. Okay. So I have to check, I have to use a if. If I is modulo
Modulo 5
by
equal
5
to
is equal to 0, then
0.
what will happen? I have to
Count.
increment the value of count. So count plus equal to 1, and that's all. Okay. See here, you have to come out of the loop, come out of the if, and you have to put the I plus equal to 1 here. This is signifying that this I plus equal to 1 is inside this loop but outside
While.
this if.
Mm-hmm.
Got the thing? You have to
Yes.
understand this logic. Okay, means the logic of putting your lines. Okay, this
Coding.
is the nested structure. Okay,
Okay.
so now you want to print the value of count. So where you will print? If you use the print command here, so what will happen?
It will be in the while loop.
See, I am writing this text, number of total numbers divisible by 5 is equal to simplest way I can print the thing now. If I want to print it, and if I place this print statement, then it means that this print statement is coming under this loop, this while loop, right? I will show you, but first let me show you the correct answer. The correct one is
Yes.
first. So you have to put the
Print out of
print
the
here.
while loop. It should print out of the while loop.
So I have to put the 0 here. Save it and run it. See the total number divisible by 6. Why it is 6? Oh, it should be 5. So between 1 and 20, how many numbers are divisible by 5? Is it 4? 5,
Yes.
10, 15 and 20.
5 fours
There
are
are 4
20.
numbers. From 1 to 20, there are four numbers, that is 5, 10, 15 and 20. Four numbers are divisible by 5, and that has been printed by this statement. Now see what type of error can happen if you do not follow the indentation, or if you have, my mouse is not working properly. Okay, if you do not follow the indentation rule in the earlier languages, then what may happen to you? See here, if you put this print here, you will get the output.
5 times, 4 times we get that.
Not four times, every time, 20 times you are getting the output. Okay,
Yeah, correct. 20 times, correct.
now if you place this printf one tab more, then what will happen? Guess, anyone? This type of guessing is always be there with the programmers, you must have this type of guessing what may happen. These are called anticipation. Okay, like a driver while driving a car on the road, he or she must anticipate what are the things that may happen next. Okay, so like that, while doing a program, you must have some anticipation. Okay, especially it is very much important while you are learning by your own, in self learning. Anticipation is a great thing which make things easier to you understand or to find out the things. So guess what will happen here? Anyone else? Guess. Just give an idea. Just give a statement. What may happen?
একটাই নাম্বার প্রিন্ট হবে, মানে ইফ এর পর আর বাকিটা কাউন্ট হবে না। আই মিন একটা নাম্বারের পর আর একটা যে কাউন্টের পর যে জিরোর পর যে ওয়ানটা ধরবে, সেই ওয়ানটা ধরবে না,
Okay,
এটা মনে
fine.
হলো।
Run it. There is an error. See what it is saying? Unexpected indent. This is not going inside the if, because the if part has already been ended while you are putting a statement here. Okay. So if you want to put the whole thing inside a if, then you have to place this one also in this line. Once you make this statement out of this indentation, so if ends over there at once. Okay, here at once if ends, not there, here in this line if at once ends over there. Now after that line, if you put an indentation intentionally, so it is an error, syntax error. Okay, so either you can put this print statement here, means at the very beginning, or you can give it here. Okay, got it? So the right one is this one. So be careful about the indentation, otherwise you will not get your desired output. Mostly happen in this type of situation. Here you will get an error. Okay, so there is a chance to rectify yourself, but here you are not going to get an error, but it will give you a small bug which will be very hard to find out in case of a big problem. This is a small problem, you can easily find out here. Anyway, so this is all about while loop. Now move to the next one. You understand the thing now?
Yes, it is clear so far.
Okay, now here you have something called break. Okay, you just read these things out. What is break, how it work? Okay, for preparation purpose, means for example exam purpose, you can always take these things to write answers to the question given in your exam. But we know what is break, what is continue. Okay, for completeness I wrote all these things. Now we will demonstrate what is uh, continue and what is break. But before that, let me give you a demonstration on this, means this literature on this pass. What is pass actually doing? Basically pass is doing nothing. Okay, pass is doing nothing. if you want to if you want to do nothing inside a loop, now you can ask me why should I like that kind of a loop which do nothing. Maybe there are some reasons. Okay, say, see, look here. While true, pass means this is an infinite loop, never ends. Okay,
Yes.
this is an infinite loop, never end. While true means it will always be true, and pass, we are doing nothing. While true, pass. While true, pass. See, I am declaring a class here. Okay, although we did not reach to that class part, but still in Python you can declare a class like that. But this is simply a declaration. We are not writing the whole class body here. Maybe some later phase we will write the class. It is just there to take the name of the class. Pass means it will do nothing. Okay, so this is a function definition syntax. Again, we are defining the name of the function. We are not doing inside the function currently. Later we will do. The same way you can use the uh, pass with if also. If this thing, then pass. Means if this thing, then pass. You can put the thing else you are doing this thing. That way you can also write the thing. Okay, so just go and write some code for it. Okay, so take another file. Right. Save it. Demo2.py. Okay, suppose we are taking a loop, say I is equal to 1, 2. Okay, we are taking inputs from user here. Okay,
Okay.
so like I'm taking say n is equal to int
Input,
input,
enter a number.
enter a number or n.
Mm.
Then I is equal to 1. So while I less than equal to n, here I am just skipping the numbers. I'm going to print it, print the number, print the value of I, and then again I plus equals to 1. Okay, so what this program will give you, it will print all the number from 1 to n na?
M.
Okay, now I do not want to print all the numbers. I just want to skip that number which is divisible by 5. I do not want to print that thing. Okay, so how can I do that? If I modulo 5 is equal to 0,
0.
okay, here, then I am not interested to print those things, so pass it, else I will print. Tell me if you are getting the thing. So I have
Yes.
to make this, but first let me run the program. See, n, what number I will give, say 20. See here, 1 2 3 4 5 is missing, 6 7 8 9 10 is missing, 11 12 13 14 15 is missing, and the 20 is missing also. Okay, so it missed all the number which are divisible by 5. Why?
Visible.
Because whenever it is divisible by 5, I is divisible by 5, we are doing nothing, means we are passing the execution. Okay, otherwise we are printing the thing. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, now tell me, I am modifying this thing for you. What will happen? You tell me. First, you tell me if I want to comment this whole part. I do not want to make more files. I want to keep it here. I want to comment this whole segment. What I will do?
3 single quotes.
Triple quote, right?
Mm.
Triple quoted string. Okay. So while I less than equal to n, I am saying that I will break. Use a break here. Then what will happen?
It will come
Tell
out
me.
of the, once it reaches to first, that is the 5 value, it will end the loop. It will
So what will
not
be the output?
remaining part of it. One,
Others,
two,
please
three.
also join the conversation. Otherwise, means just take the opportunity to mm, uh, what I say. It's an opportunity to you. Okay, while I am asking the questions, it's an opportunity to you whether you have understand that thing or not. Okay, so participate also. Anyway, Shashiji, please continue.
1 to 4 will be the answer. Remain after when it reaches 5, remaining part of execution will
Let's
not
see.
taken.
And if I give the same value 20, so 1, 2, 3, 4 is there, and as soon as it is true, the loop, the iteration break out. Okay, it will not execute at all, it will come out of the loop. So to make the thing more clear, so I am putting the else part with the loop. This else is not with any if, while in Python loop can also have the else part. Okay, so just
Part.
give it a print. We can say end of while loop statement like that. Okay, let's quickly run the program once again. Here give 20. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Since I put the break statement here, so break will come out from the loop. Print, okay, after while loop. So when this else statement will be executed? Can
Only
anyone?
when the for condition is false.
After while loop. Okay. So when this break statement will be executed? This break statement will be executed when this
With
condition becomes false, but we are not giving any chance to this piece of code to getting this condition become false, right? This
yes,
else is depending on the on this condition. If this condition become false, then only the
part.
else will be executed. Means that is telling you about the completion of the loop. Okay, so break statement, if you use the break statement, okay, as we did here, it terminates the loop prematurely, na? The loop
Got
is
it.
not maturing. When the loop will, we will say that loop get matured when the I takes the value of n. Means this iteration gets completed. So else, okay, if you put something here inside else, that means it will only be executed when the loops get matured. Okay, when I gets the final value. Okay, see here, if I omit this break and I make it as pass, just like the previous one,
Then we'll be getting this end of loop.
pass. So pass will not terminate the loop. Okay, it will iterate, and the loop will come out only from by making this condition false. That time you will get the else part executed. See here 20, end of while and after while loop. Both are getting printed. You got the thing. You have to understand.
Yes.
So break makes the termination prematurely. Okay. Okay. Fine. So again, I have to show you the continue part. How can I do that?
Comment it and start with the
I
same
want
code.
to comment it out again. Commenting. Now, if you put here continue, then what will happen? Yes. So, what continue you do? Remember, continue will start the next iteration. So, anything beyond continue will not be executed for that particular uh, iteration. Means the loop is starting from here. It is going one statement by one statement like that. When it reaches to this one, it will again go there and it will again flow in this direction, na? Right? Okay. So when continues get executed, see here, now I am taking the continue in consideration. If continue get executed, so it will not go beyond this line, this continue line. So when this continue is executed, see here, continue get executed, it will again go there and it will do the thing like that, like that. Okay,
Yes.
these things can be shown easily by a debugger line by line execution, but currently we are just showing in this way. Okay, so just quickly run it. So what the program will do, whenever this condition gets satisfied, means whenever the value is divisible by 5, it is continuing, means
It's
again
not
5
printing
is
the
not
value.
printing. No, 5
Yes.
is not printing. Okay, so what will be the output? Guess.
1 to 4, 6 to 10, 6 to 9.
The same, using pass. I am ideal of 5. Continue. Oh, here there is a problem. Yes, what it is? Let me save it. See the output again. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. But see here, it is not terminated. Na?
Yes.
Not terminated.
Infinite.
See, it is not terminated. So what is happening here? Guess.
That else part is
Else part is
I is I is not incrementing.
I is not incrementing. Very good. I is not incrementing. Since I show you na, here it will come here. After that, it will go in this direction. It will execute. Nothing beyond this line will be executed. So I is not incrementing. So it falls under a infinite loop. Okay, it is under an infinite loop. How can you demonstrate that infinite loop? Just print something above, say hash hash. Print something above the continue. Now see, say 20. It's an infinite loop. Okay,
Yes.
I'm pressing Ctrl C to terminate the infinite loop from the uh, shell. So what you will do? What you will do? You
You
will
can
do. You will put
put
this increment also
before.
here. Na?
Okay.
If you place this one, so before continuing, it incremented the value of I.
Mm.
Okay,
Yes.
20. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is missing, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is missing, like that. The same thing. Okay.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now tell me, if the continue is doing somehow the same thing that pass is doing, then what will be the difference? Continue and pass. Obviously, you can clearly see the difference here between pass and continue. Pass is not obstructing the control flow beyond this point, na?
Once.
But continue is obstructing the control flow after this line. Okay, so continue will bring the control back to this condition, but pass is
Mm.
not. Okay, pass is just letting you go as in the control flow. Got it? So purposefully you have to use that two commands or the two things, pass and continue, also with the break. Okay, fine. The demonstration part is complete for these three things. If anyone have any doubt, then tell me. Now I am going to show you. Hello.
Yes, yes.
দাদা কন্টিনিউটা আরেকবার একটু বোঝাবে? সেটা আমি একটু ড্রপ হয়ে গেছিল আমার ওয়াইফাই।
Continue is actually mm, taking you to the condition part of the loop. Okay, next iteration. I am putting a remark here. So it will take the control to the condition, okay, while to initiate the next iteration. Got it? It will start the next iteration. At once the continue is executed, at once the continue is encountered by the interpreter, so remaining part will be skipped out. Where it will go? The control will come directly here in this condition. So it will check the condition again, and if the condition is true, then again it will go follow the loop body. Is it okay? So just remember, continue start the next iteration. Okay, but pass is not like that. Pass is letting you go with the control flow. Is it
ওকে,
okay?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে।
Okay, okay, fine. So now I am demonstrating you a example where you can put this break statement. In fact, break statement is more important than anything. Say I am going to create an infinite loop. 27 odd loop dot pi. Now what is a odd loop? Odd loop is a infinite loop, means a user control loop. Say while true, okay, n is equal to input, maybe say give me integer input, int input, enter a number, zero to exit, okay, like that. Okay, now you are using if n is equal to 0, equal to 0, then what you will do? You will just come out of the loop.
Break the loop.
Otherwise you will do other
Continue.
things, means do some other task. Just printing a print, do some other task, right? Got it? Okay, let's run it. Do some other task. Maybe I am printing the value of n2 along with it. 0 to exit say 5. Again it is asking. Okay, okay. So it will continue, ask the number from the user infinitely until we press 0. So it is enter, exit. Okay, got it? So you can always put a else part here, else int exiting loop. One time more, say 5. Anything you want. When you give 0, it will exit. So it is again, see, I am putting this else part, exiting loop. Okay, it is not printing. Why? Because we are terminating the loop immaturely. Obviously it will not mature anytime. So if you want to print the exit loop, here we should not use it in else part. I write it mistakenly, so do not do that thing. Before exiting the loop, you just put, means before breaking the iteration, you just print that, because that else part will never going to execute, na?
Mm.
Okay, now we will get it. 0 exiting. Fine. Got it. Any doubt? Where you will use this thing? This thing can be used while you are designing a menu driven system. Okay. Okay. So next, there are few problems. These programs, obviously, you will try these programs at your home, and next day we will do these programs. If you have any doubt, we'll do some more. Next, we have something called for loop. Now, let me quickly show you how the for loop is actually working here. Save it. Demo for.py. Okay. For is different in Python than the other languages. Now, how the for is actually working here? For is basically on iterator. Okay, it will generate an arithmetic progression. Means some range. Means if you want to iterate
Mhm.
from a number, say from 1 to 10. Okay, 1 to 10, using while loop, how you can do, all know. Okay, but here in for loop, you do not have to write all those things. What you have to do? Just for I in range 1 comma 11. Okay. Print I. That's all. Just save it and run it. From 1 to 11, 1 to 10. Look here, it is taking from starting from 1 and it is going to
Again,
10.
it is
Okay.
pin less than array last range.
Yeah. Range is a function in Python which will give you a sequence of number. And what is the full syntax of range? I am giving it here. Range is the syntax of range is range, range. This is the start and this is the end. Okay, end plus 1 you can say, end, and this will be the step. Okay, so this will be the syntax for your range function in Python. So
Mhm.
if I follow that same syntax, here, the start is this one, and if you want to end to 10, so you have to write 11, because you are going to get the numbers between these range in this value I. Okay, so I will take the maximum value 10. Once I reaches to 11, this thing will, the loop will be terminated. Okay, see here,
Okay.
if I give you the step 1, this will give you the same answer, the same output, now 1 to 10. Now if I want to make a skip, means jump, just give 2, what will happen?
Even
This is a
numbers.
step.
Odd numbers. One, 3.
Yeah, it is getting giving odd number since we are started from 1. Okay, it means that it will go in the arithmetic progression by just stepping 2. Okay, got it? So
Yes.
this is the for loop, how the for loop in Python behaves actually. So just make it comment. Now what happened if you want it in the reverse way, means from 10 to 1, you want from 10 to 1, so what you have to do? You have to write 10 to
10 to
0
0.
and you have to give -1. Is also possible. See here, from 10 to 1. Okay, you do not have to write that long while and that increment decrement part. You just have to use the range function. Okay, now another variety of range function, you want You do not want that step jumping or something like that. What you want, you just want some values, means a progression, say from 1
Mm-hmm.
to 10.
Mm-hmm.
So what you will write? Just simply range 11 will give you that thing. Oh, sorry, it will start from, always start from 0. Okay, if you do not mention anything, okay, as the start point, so it will start from 0. Okay, so if you want this kind of numbers starting from 0 up to a particular number, then you will use a single argument inside the range function. Okay, it will give you all the numbers starting from 0 up to that number. Got it?
Okay.
So for loop is always used in sequence. It is a iteration, means what range will give? Range will generate these numbers. Let me try to explain this thing, how for loop is actually executing here. So what for loop is actually, I mean, what this range function is actually giving to you. Range function is actually giving to you that range, means 0, 1, 2, dot 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 up to 10. Okay, so before this for start, this range function executes and it will generate this sequence. This is the arithmetic progression, na? Just one
Mm-hmm.
jump. Okay, so
Yes.
this becomes, considered this thing as a sequence. You can tell it,
Mm-hmm.
say, take it as an array. Okay, because you have the concept of array, so it is
Mm-hmm.
a sequence. Okay, this for this I is iterating on this list, sorry, on this array, you can say on this array, or this set. Okay, so I will get first this value, then I will take this value, then I will take this value. So this is called iteration. Okay, so for is actually iterate over a sequence. For in Python is actually iterate over a sequence. Any sequence you can generate, not only by using this integer sequence by a range function, you can use for very well with the, mm, the string. See here, say s you are taking as input,
Okay.
right? For say
Okay.
ch or c in s. See how simple it is. Print c comma end equal to, so it will take every character. See, it will take every character. Okay, first let me run it without this end part. See here, every character will from this string will be fetched out. Say here, see, every character is been fetched out and print separately. Got
Mm-hmm.
it?
Okay.
Now, if you press this one, just put a comma, save it, run it. See here, Argentina. So every character is been separated and print separately. Now you can apply any operations on these characters. Okay, so for is handy loop, so it is getting a sequence na. So what is a string? String is a sequence of character, so it can iterate
Yes.
over that string. So whenever you are getting a sequence, you can apply the for on that sequence.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
Okay, now you remember a very famous program, counting vowel na. You remember counting vowel for a string?
Uh-huh. Yes. Yes.
Now see, by using this, how can we do that thing? For
If C equal to.
see, I am taking if. What are the vowels?
E.
What are the vowels?
Okay.
A E I O U and
Oh,
A
complete
E
way
I O
to
U,
the
right?
capital.
Dot.
Mm-hmm.
You have a very good, nice function that is called find for the string. And inside find, you pass the character C that has been fetched from that string. That
Mm-hmm.
find function will return -1 if it will return
It's not
-1 if this character is not found in this string. This is a string, na? I take a
found.
literal. All the I put all the what vowels inside that string. So this find function will find a particular character inside that particular string. Okay. So let me show you quickly. See here, I am coming into this cell and see here. Say if I write A, E, I, O, or anything, say India, okay, dot find, sorry, find, and you are passing that say N. What it will give? It will give you 1 because
One.
this
It is
I is
found.
0 and N is at 1 position.
Oh, the index position it is given.
Yeah, obviously it will give you the index position. See here, right? Now see, if I am writing x, say x is not present in the string, na? What it will give?
Yes.
It will give you -1. So we are exploiting this function here. So we are creating a string with all the possible means
Vowels.
vowels, okay, and we are trying to find this character, whether this character is present in this string. If it is not present, then it will return -1. So we are checking if it is not -1, then what we are doing, we are incrementing a counter, okay, a count plus equal to 1. Now I have to put a counter here, count equal to 0. That's all. This is the simplest program. Say print count number of vowels. You check it. Say India. So how many vowels are there? 3. I, and A. So it is 3. Great. Again run one time. Say I am giving a string A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all are vowels. All are vowels. 7. Got it?
Yes.
So this is the way how you can make a program using for loop. It will Python will always give you the scope to minimize your code. Okay. Tell me if anyone have anything to ask. Otherwise, we are almost complete for today's session. So far, you just read these things out. I hope you will get everything here. Okay, that is the quiz part. And next class we will do that code exercise. Okay.
Okay.
So I will show you some codes. Okay, and these are the questions. You can always arise questions, or if you have some assignments problem, then you can tell me in the next class. What are these things? Just follow these things and try to execute these codes. Okay. Okay,
Okay.
so I am just closing this presentation part. Now tell me quickly if anyone have any problem. If not, then we will stop here for today.
It's clear.
Okay, fine. Let me stop the recording first.